Hello my friends, welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to this channel and you love pro wrestling, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and subscribe to this channel. We got WWE content coming out every single week. We talk about Raw, SmackDown, PLEs, email videos where you send in your emails with your thoughts and your opinions, and I read them here and I make a video and we all talk about them together. So it's a really cool place to be. We got more plans. We got more things coming up here. We're going to be doing some live streaming, watch-alongs. That's coming up here in a couple of weeks or so. It's going to be a great time to be a wrestling fan because WrestleMania season is just around the corner. So let's get into what happened on Friday Night SmackDown. Oh, my friends, my goodness, what a ride Monday Night Raw was, first of all. The first night on Netflix, and I'm looking at SmackDown to try to keep the momentum going, but, you know, it wasn't a, fantastic SmackDown. It wasn't a bad one either. It was okay. But notable missing pieces on SmackDown, like no Roman Reigns, no Solo Sikoa. Drew McIntyre, who had been showing up on SmackDown for the past few weeks, he wasn't there. So we kind of got, I don't want to say a skeleton crew, but we do have notable people missing from SmackDown. It was still a fine show. I just feel like WWE does this thing where they fall back on some stuff, right? They fall back on the brawls. They love doing brawls. When I think they don't know what else to do to advance a story, they just make the people brawl. It's just an easy way to get the intensity up and people riled up in the crowd, and then you get security just breaking them apart and stuff like that. They do it all the time. And then the other thing I've noticed, they've been treating the Bloodline kind of like what they used to do with Judgment Day, and honestly, they still kind of do it with Judgment Day, where they just insert them in tag team matches in the main event. We get another one of those here tonight or on SmackDown, and I think it's just partly because they don't have enough stars on SmackDown. I've been saying it for a long time. You moved over to 3 hours now on SmackDown, so you need to have more people on SmackDown. I don't think they can keep stretching it out the way they're stretching it out now, especially if you're going to have people like Roman Reigns miss time, or Solo Sikoa miss time, or McIntyre not be there. If McIntyre was there, you could easily have a side story, and he could be the main event, but, let's just get into what happened on SmackDown. I have some notes because there were some lengthy segments, and I think that's because they've moved to 3 hours, so now they're just trying to stretch a bunch of time. So Paul Heyman starts Friday Night SmackDown. He gets in the ring and he cuts a promo. He talks about how there is only one undisputed, one true tribal chief, and his name is Roman Reigns. And that Roman Reigns has authorized him to come out here and tell everybody what Roman Reigns' plans are coming up. And he wanted to do that. He wanted to announce those plans by talking to one person in particular, and it's Cody Rhodes. He asks Cody Rhodes to come out so he can address what he's going to do next. Cody Rhodes comes out, takes a long time getting in the ring. Again, we're just trying to stretch time here. Cody gets in the ring, and Paul Heyman tells Cody, first of all, he gives Cody props. He compliments him, for being a great champion, the time he's had the title, all that kind of stuff. And then he tells Cody Rhodes that he's been authorized to let Cody know that Roman Reigns' plans is to win back that WWE Championship now that he has the Ula Fala back. Okay, so this is WWE telling us that Roman Reigns is now moving on from Solo. He's done with Solo. He's done with Solo's Bloodline. He wants the WWE Championship, and he said the way he's going to do that is to insert himself into the Royal Rumble and then win the Royal Rumble. So now we've had John Cena say he's going to win the Royal Rumble. We've had Roman Reigns say he's going to win the Royal Rumble. And we've had CM Punk say he's going to win the Royal Rumble. So I would be not surprised if the final 3-4 people in the Royal Rumble was John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and then somebody else, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, somebody like that. Kevin Owens. It's going to be a good Royal Rumble, I got a feeling. Just as Cody Rhodes was about to say something on the microphone, Kevin Owens interrupts. He's coming out through the crowd. He's talking trash about Cody. He's upset that, it wasn't, it was bad enough that Cody Rhodes was helping Roman Reigns, but then he got angry that he helped Roman Reigns again. On Monday Night Raw, he came out and helped him. He said that he should have just let the Bloodline just tear Roman to pieces. He's mad that Cody was over there hugging and shaking hands with The Rock. And then, the more he talked trash, Cody Rhodes got more and more upset. Cody didn't even say anything, got out of the ring. He ran up into the crowd, and he and Kevin Owens brawled all the way into the back. And Paul Heyman was left in the ring. When he turns around, Fatu and Tama Tonga are in the ring. They back him into a corner, and then Jimmy Uso comes out, and he's kind of like hobbling, limping a little bit. I thought I noticed. Jimmy Uso comes out. He tries to help, tries to save Paul Heyman here. The numbers ends up being too much. Fatu and Tama Tonga end up beating up on Jimmy, and then all of a sudden Cody Rhodes comes back from the crowd, and then he gets in the ring and helps. He fights them off. We get back from commercial, and security is trying to escort Fatu and Tama Tonga out of the ring or out of the building. They're being a little difficult, so out of nowhere, LA Knight shows up, kind of like shoves Fatu out of the door, closes it, the door's locked, and then LA Knight says he's got a US championship that he needs to win, and then he just walks away, and Nick Aldis loves that. So I thought, hey, with LA Knight doing that, does that mean we're going to get like an interference in his match tonight, or are we going to get a separate feud here with LA Knight in Solo or LA Knight and Fatu in the Bloodline? Who knows? I think that's where that's kind of going, because that was very random for LA Knight to do that. Couple of quick results here. Chelsea Green beats Michin for her United States Championship. She retains it. Piper Niven, of course, got involved in that. And then also Los Garza, which is Humberto and Angel Garza, they defeated Pretty Deadly in a tag team match, which, I don't know. Like, I like both teams, but the crowd was pretty much dead for the most part of that match, that tag match. But I could see that WWE is trying to make us see that we got different tag teams that we need to be aware of here, especially on SmackDown, because DIY has got the tag titles. So I think SmackDown's trying to build a really good tag division, and I think this was one of their first steps in trying to do that. We get LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They're having a pretty good match here. LA Knight hits a BFT looking to get the win when all of a sudden Fatu and Tama Tonga come out and they attack LA Knight, causing a DQ. And then Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso come out to try to help. They fight Fatu and Tama Tonga out of the ring, and they're starting to leave through the crowd. Aldis is out there again with security. Cody Rhodes says, hey, no. Instead of kicking them out of the building this time, let them stay here. We're here. Let's do a tag team match. And Nick Aldis just agrees. And I feel like Cody just does this a lot to Nick Aldis. He kind of just like tells Aldis what he wants, and he tells him to do this one thing, and Aldis just goes with it. So I don't know if they're going to use that in a story later on, but it's very strange. It feels like nobody else can do that to Nick Aldis other than Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. But granted, when they were doing that, when they were calling the shots, it's because they were WWE champions. So Nick Aldis clearly likes to take direction to a degree from his WWE champion. So I find that kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think he always does that. I think it's just for certain specific WWE champions. I don't know. That's kind of cool to see in a way. Motor City Machine Guns defeat Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and that was a great tag team match. I'm not going to add anything else other than the fact of what I said before. I think WWE is trying to establish good tag teams on their SmackDown show, so I think that's why we got that, and that was a really great match. They got a lot of time. All right, I wrote some notes for this next one because it was a big segment. Tiffany Stratton comes out. It's her first time on SmackDown as women's champion. She's doing a promo and interview with Byron Saxton. She ends up saying that she wasn't bullied by Nia Jax. She actually purposely befriended Nia Jax and allowed Nia Jax to trust her so that when she fully trusts her, she can turn around, capitalize, cash in, and take the title away from Nia Jax. Nia, angry, comes out, cuts a promo on Tiffany. Nia says that she thought she was a dumb... Oh, wait, no. Tiffany says that Nia thought she was a dumb blonde, but now she's on top. I just have to put that in there. I thought that was a pretty good line. Nia comes out and says that she could kill Tiffany, says to either give her title back or she's going to take her from her. And then Bayley interrupts. Bayley laughs at Nia Jax. Bayley says that if it wasn't for Tiffany getting involved, she would have beaten Nia Jax last week. Or in a few weeks ago, I forgot when she had her match with Nia Jax. So Bayley says that she deserves the title match. And then Naomi comes out, and Naomi says if it wasn't for Tiffany Stratton last week, that Naomi would be champion. So Naomi wants a title shot. And then that leaves Nick Aldis to come out, and he says, hey, seeing as all four of you want a match. And I'm like, who? That's only three. That's like three people. Tiffany didn't want the match. He's talking about Nia Jax, Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca never even said anything on the microphone. He just threw her in there. He said, okay, I can see you all want to fight. You all want this championship. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I mean, Bianca's just helping out Naomi. That's her tag team partner. Bianca said nothing on the microphone about wanting a title match, but Nick Aldis just made it anyway. He gave it a fatal four-way match. Bianca versus Naomi versus Bayley versus Nia Jax. Whoever wins that match is the number 1 contender for Tiffany Stratton's title. And I was like, damn, all right, Bianca kind of just fell into a great spot right there. But the match happens, and Bayley ends up coming up on top after Naomi accidentally whips Naomi, or Bianca accidentally whips Naomi with her braid, and that causes Bayley to capitalize and get the win. So Bayley will face Tiffany Stratton next week for the WWE Women's Championship. Hey, Bianca, she can't complain, though. She got thrown into a match that she wasn't even asking for. We got a tag team main event. This is what I mentioned before. Fatu and Tama Tonga versus Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. Midway through this match, Cody Rhodes sees Kevin Owens coming down from the ramp in the stage area. So Cody Rhodes leaves the ring. He just leaves Jimmy Uso high and dry, and he goes and brawls with Kevin Owens. That leaves Jimmy to fight Tama and Fatu. The numbers are too much, of course. So Fatu ends up hitting the moonsault from the top rope, pins Jimmy Uso, gets the win. Cody Rhodes post-match is fighting Kevin Owens still. They make their way back out into the arena area. They're fighting in the crowd, and then they get up on equipment boxes, and Cody Rhodes tackles Kevin Owens off those through 2 tables sitting on the side. And that's how SmackDown ends pretty much. I think they rely, like I said, too much on brawls and then putting the Bloodline in the main event and tag team matches when they don't really know what else to do to advance the story. So I think it's a little bit of a crutch on SmackDown. I think SmackDown could definitely use a little bit of a facelift as far as adding more people to the roster where people care about them. Drew McIntyre being on there would be huge. Seth Rollins being on there would be huge. I don't know if they're going to put Seth on there. They seem to really love Seth on Raw. But SmackDown could definitely use something here, like an upgrade or an addition or something, because even though it wasn't a bad SmackDown, but I wasn't insanely crazy about it either. And I know all of them can't be home runs. I always say that, but at least off the high that they're coming off of a Monday Night Raw, I expected maybe a SmackDown that had a little more pizzazz to it. Is that even a good word to use for this? All right, my friends, I appreciate you checking out the video. Please like it if you haven't yet. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. It helps this video and this channel reach people who don't know anything that this channel exists. And we want more wrestling fans on this channel, of course. We want to get as many wrestling fans as we can. So I appreciate you taking out the time. Please leave a comment about your thoughts on the show. I would love that. Of course, you could always send in the emails. wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Send in your emails. I would love to do another email video. I feel like it's been forever. It's probably since before Christmas since I've done one. So please send one. It'd be great. Until we make another video, which will be, actually, I'm thinking about making one about The Rock and kind of digging into what we're doing with The Rock, because his behavior on Raw was a little weird. And then he went to NXT and cut a promo there too. I just want to dig into what I think is going on with The Rock and what we can maybe expect. So I appreciate you all. Stay safe. And until we eat again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.